Jay Bachelor, Hip Hop Weekly Magazine, Houston. Stunna Bam has came through to chop it up with us. What up, Stunna Bam?
What's going on, Jay Bass? What's happening?
Man, I'm kind of mad at you, man. You took my title as a snapback king. If you don't know, every time I see Stunna Bam, he got a different snapback on. I gotta step my game up for the summer. I'm stopping with the bucket hats. Straight snapback season. How many snapbacks you got at the crib, bro?
About 150, 200, something like that. They spread it out though. Some of them at my partner's house, my grandd's house, cousin. But I got a whole bunch of hats though. Probably more than that. I got more hats than I got anything.
You got a stash at each location, so you can just change it up real quick when you want to.
That's my stilo. That's how you gonna know Stunner. You ain't gonna see nothing but that brim low. How you gonna know it's me?
You rocking with the everybody's hopping on the snapback movement right now. You rock with those?
Nah, I've been thugging like this since I was a puppy, man. You know, my mama used to always buy me the little hats to go with the jersey. You know, my pops would give me the Jordan hat with the Jordan kicks. You know, so that's just part of my culture, part of how I grew up.
So you were the kid in school that had the fresh gear, the Jordans.
Yeah, I wasn't, one of the children that didn't have. I was fortunate enough to be raised by, some hustlers. So for the most part, just like I do my son, I put him before anything. I get him the new gear and, forget about myself. I was raised like that, so for the most part, it was a blessing. I thank God for that every day. Because it wasn't about it was the most expensive. It was just about, not going with that. We wasn't rich or nothing, but for the most part, my mama and daddy was hustlers. My granny raised me, but like I say, everybody around me, took care of me. I played ball, so they thought I was gonna make it happen running that route.
They was investing in your future.
Yeah, they was.
Most definitely. And I follow you. The magazine follows you on Instagram, so we do see you sharing pictures of your son. How was Father's Day for you, by the way?
Oh, I was just getting from Atlanta about 5 o'clock, like midday Father's Day. But I still, end up pulling up on my son by 6 o'clock, and chill with him for about an hour or so, him and his mama. And, went and saw my grannies and my mama or whatever. But for the most part, like I said, I enjoyed it, but I was still trying to get to it for my son. So, I saw him for an hour, but I was, supporting people who supported me, then getting back in town late, but I was working out of town, so all of it was a blessing. I enjoyed it.
Father's Day weekend was the same weekend as the ATL Birthday Bash annual event. Mm-hmm. Kanye was out there, Drake showed up, Future, Stunna Bam was out there. Did you get a chance to interact with any artists while you were at the A?
I ended up meeting with Zaytoven, the producer, and Drake. He know me from out here, like, we ain't never done no work or no business, but just, people that introduced me to him a couple times. So, we saluted each other and, laughed at something we saw, but for the most part, I was more so, passing out my CDs, like the whole time I'm out there, I'm just pulling it up on, man, I see 20 people in a spot, I'm pulling over, like I was more so trying to market myself out there and, just, find studios, so when I get back out there, I be set up and everything, because I had been out there last year, but I didn't take advantage of going back out there on the repetitive side, so for the most part, I'm shaking back on that right now.
Most definitely. When you take those out-of-town trips, who sets that up for you? Because you're an independent artist, so it isn't like you got a label saying, hey, you need to be in Atlanta this weekend, everybody's going to be there. You need to be in LA next weekend, everybody's going to be there. How do you plan those networking type of trips out there?
Sometimes, we just openly, invite ourselves, just feeling like, that's the place to be, but sometimes, T Farris send me off with Paul Wall, and Paul will have a show, and it'll be a show where I ain't getting no money. I'm just going out there to, build my brand in a whole different, marketing area. And, sometimes, Rick, our CEO over DSD1, he'll send us off, out of state, with a few CDs, and posters, just to, get the, buzz jumping somewhere else. So for the most part, like I say, we've been on the road, 3 weekends in a row. And, this weekend, I think we're going to hit a couple of towns around Texas. But for the most part, like I say, we just plan on, giving this Perfect Timing 2 a bigger run than we gave Perfect Timing 1.
And it makes sense that you're traveling a lot now because, like you just mentioned, Perfect Timing 2 was recently released. Tell us about that. One thing I noticed is you don't have as many features on the project. You still got guys like Slim Thug, Zero on there, but compared to part 1, there's fewer features. Why is that?
Cause part 1, I actually just I took verses out of every song and just placed them on Perfect Timing 1, just for the publicity and to use they fan base, exactly how the up and coming artists use me now in the city, just to kind of ride my fan base and just get the extra views. But for the most part, Perfect Timing 2, I kind of put myself in a situation where I had a lot of time to record, so I had so many records. I just positioned those records with the features on there. I really didn't need to put no features on Perfect Timing 2 either. I just like certain records with the features on them, so I said I still use them. But for the most part, like, I'm that type of artist, like, I really don't need no features like that. And that's my word to my son. Like, I can make a platinum project, by myself if I get the right marketing, to advertise it to the world. It'll sell.
Now, you say you don't need features, but over the past several years, we've seen artists that have gone from regional to national to international because of the right feature. Amigos did it with Drake. I mean, you see guys hopping on a newcomer's track, and it's like a cut in line to getting known. So would you turn down the right feature? Or?
Nah, I'm open-minded to anybody that's doing something, especially somebody with a name and with respect in the game. Like I said, when I say that, I don't mean like I'm vague to somebody wanting to work with me. It most so mean like, man, I put my last dollar on myself. Like, I trust my music, So for the most part, I'm saying, like, the music that I do have, if it was to be presented to the world versus just Houston and the little markets that we have taken over, I have way more sales. I have way more authority in this game. I feel like I can go record for record, with the best. And not saying I'll win, but they'll leave like respecting me, as an artist. And like I say, I'm still scratching for any feature I can get, as far as if you above me, or even if you somewhat relevant to where I'm at as far as my fan base and just trying to work. Like, I'm open-minded to, doing features, but at the same time, I do got to feed my son. So, sometimes it do permit me to, send a feature through management, to feed my family. But for the most part, man, I never be closed-minded to, growing and networking.
Most definitely. I want to talk about the DSD1. And for those that don't know, that's Down Since Day One. The music family y'all have. Mm-hmm. You're just one of several artists on the label. Kind of tell us about the roster and who we should be looking out for.
My boy DSD1 Bravo, that's one artist. Like, he got the song called Ric Flair. I call him Mr. Ric Flair right now. He got a song, Mr. Rogers playing it on 93.7, and he got a lot of, tracks with 808s that's up tempo that can get him paid, man. But like I say, I was, forced out first, and now he behind me, but he started doing music way before me. Like, he was a motive I had when I was younger. And Young Ruler, my right-hand man, you gonna see him everywhere I'm at. He got a lot of records that's gonna wake the streets up. Like I say, man, we all come off the same block, so it's not like, we was put together and signed from different areas. Like, man, we was literally raised together. Like, Young Ruler got me kicked out of my schools, for coming to fight for me, but for the most part, then we got Young Leak, he the youngest in the camp, but he a young bull, like he most so, man, it's like this, I put my last on him, just cause his music is heartfelt. And like I say, I'm not saying he's the best in the world, I'm saying wherever he gonna be felt, so for the most part, man, I'm dealing with, elegant artists, but my brothers at the same time.
Powerful, powerful street music. Kind of explain the business relationship that you have with June James. He's the in-house producer for DSD1.
Yeah. Man, June, man, some of everything, Like I say, he organized a lot of events. He, set up our studio time. He make time for us to, build beats ground up, or just make beats for us so we, stay active as far as recording or just vibing, just growing as artists. And like I say, man, he more than just a producer. Like, I have to tell people all the time, they try to compare him, and they don't understand June James not just a producer. Like, that man like a A&R. You feel me? Like, he more so, man, put projects together. He don't just, like, they be like, oh, well, he ain't no engineer. I mean, that man a businessman. You feel me? So for the most part, man, I couldn't cut him short nowhere. Just saying he, a producer. Like, that man really a businessman. Like, and he helped me with a lot of my business. Like when we fall short of, organizing events, like here, playing one out the blue, and keep us rolling, kind of get us back rolling. So for the most part, man, and like I said, that's my brother, man. I done stayed with him before. He done stayed with me before. When life kind of hit rock bottom on both our behalf, we was there for each other. So, like I say, man,